So, we back. We back, Leo. Hunter x Hunter's back. I can't believe it. Like, do you
Back
believe this?
from a hiatus.
Yeah, hiatus is back. You know the Ant-Man meme during Hot Ones that he's like, look at us, look at us. Like, can you believe it? I can't believe it. Or something like that. It goes
Who
something
would've
along
thought?
those lines. Who would have
Not
thought?
me.
Not me.
Not me.
Definitely not me. It was like, man, 4 years, right? It's been 4 years since the last chapter.
I think it's 3.
3. Okay. Man, but it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
I mean, to be fair, it's 5 years for me because I watched the anime like 5 years
Yeah.
before before reading One Piece actually.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah. I watched Hunter x Hunter like in the summer before Hurricane Maria, and after Hurricane Maria was when I read One Piece.
Okay. So did we ever? Okay, so now I'm thinking, did we ever talk about Hunter x Hunter during high school then, or?
The only time that we talk about Hunter x Hunter is you recommending it to me. Like, watch it. It's a good series. Watch it.
Okay.
I do not regret watching it. It was a good series. Definitely a good series.
Oh,
It still is.
So
Great
yeah.
Masterpiece.
So I just finished rereading the whole thing. like we're recording this on a Saturday, and I just before we record the One Piece video, I just finished catching up. So I'm like, yeah, this is like I have to say it, like I shed a tear at the end of a Chimera Ant. I'm like, man.
Chimera is so good.
It's so good, Chimera Ant, man.
It's peak.
It's peak fiction, you know. Man, like even. Well, I was about to say spoilers, but if you're watching this, it's because you're up to date. But like, yes, but
you're giving the spoiler warning now.
Yeah. Just like in the One Piece video. It's funny.
God.
But anyway, if you've seen the One Piece video, you know what I'm talking about. I did something similar in that video. Anyway, when Manoram, he came back to life, right? And and then he's like talking about where's Kugumi? Oh man, I forgot her name. Nah, it's not Kugumi.
Kugumi. It starts with Ku.
Oh man, I'm blanking on his name. But anyway, the blind girl. He's like asking, he's like something's missing, And then I could feel it, man, because I know what's coming, because I watched the anime. I could feel it. I'm like, my body, like I'm getting sad. Like I'm trying not to cry because I could just feel it. And then when I got to the last chapter, I'm like, nah. We see Pam. What's it? Yeah, Pam. Was it like the girl who could like see what other people are seeing? That was her name, right? You know what I'm talking about, right? The girl that was dating Gun for a while.
Oh, the girl that had the orb in her head, like
the
like
psycho, the psycho girl, yeah. So yeah, but after she got revived, she Killua, he talked to her and she was no longer psycho. But anyway, like Pam, she just starts, I think that's her name. She just starts crying because she knows what just happened. I'm like, oh, I feel you, Pam. I feel you. Like I know how you feel because like they're just playing. I love the chapter because I saw the anime, right? So I don't know how they did it in the manga, but while I was reading, I'm like, oh man, this is so good because the whole chapter is just black. You see them talking, they're like, oh, Kugumi, are you still? Wow. I'm like, are you still there? And she's like, yeah, I'm still here, King. Or Lord, I think she referred to him like, with her. Then since what's the word? What's the political way to say not smart?
Your Highness?
No. What's the political correct way to say someone that's like not smart or there's a word for it. Yeah. She's not educated. Yeah, she's not like properly educated. So that she in the manga she doesn't say her words properly. So she kept calling him a word, but since he doesn't know how to talk properly, you know what I mean. Anyway, so throughout the whole chapter, it's just black, and you just read the text, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm still here, and they're still playing the game. And then at the end, it's just the color spread, the spread of them just they're dead. I'm like, oh man, this is a good chapter. I'm like, man, it's peak. I'm like peak fiction. And then I have to mention this because then they do the election, and then I remember when I finished the anime, I remember the anime ending with the king holding her hand, and I'm like, did the anime, was that real or was I imagining that? I asked my brother, he's like, no, I don't remember that. That doesn't make sense.
Wait, what? You never?
I'm like, I don't remember that. That doesn't make. My brother, he's like, I don't remember that. That doesn't make sense because that's after election. So why would they go back to the king? And then after reading the manga, I'm like, yeah, it does happen because that's the last panel, chapter 339. That's the last panel which also I love that whole chapter where no one's talking. It's just drawings of the characters just doing their daily life. Their life after the elections, the life after end, because that happened. That happened recently, and then we see the hands. They're holding hands. I'm like, oh, that's really nice. That's a nice way to end this whole. I guess you could say like the Chimera and Saga, because it's like 2 arcs back to back with the election and all that. And then I don't know if you know this, Lil, because I definitely know it's chapter 304. That's the beginning of the whole election. I mean, not election. The whole
secession arc.
Yeah, secession arc. I'm pretty sure is all the text. Like, Togashi, man, calm down. Like, every chapter, for me, every chapter is like 10 chapters. Like, one chapter is one chapter feels like 10 with all the information, with all the text. Like, you remember that one? You probably do. It's one of the recent chapters. I think is like this is what 391. So I think it's like 388. I think is the chapter.
It was around the 80s. I think I know what you're talking about. Like the one where it had like the panel of one dude, like one lackey, and the other panels was just him thinking.
It's just him thinking.
It's just text. Why does it have the paneling?
I'm like Togashi, what are you thinking? Like I guess he's his health, so I guess it makes sense, But I'm like, man, I'm like Togashi, like, man, just write a novel at this point. Like you told me, just write a novel, if you're gonna do something like that. And so far, since this is like the first time I read the Secession arc, and I have to watch some videos. After getting up to date, I watched some videos because I'm like, oh man, there's so many characters. One guy, he said,
so many threads.
Oh, so many plot lines, threads, so many side characters, main characters, so many nano abilities. Oh man, and not everyone knows what the other guy does. Their abilities and all that. So many factions, and someone's basically, and then one of the videos I saw, the guy, he basically said this is Togashi's Game of Thrones. Like he's basically doing his own Game of Thrones with this arc, with the Secession arc. So many things. Yeah, I watched multiple videos basically summarizing everything so far because this is the first time I read everything, so
I never watched Game of Thrones nor read it, so so I think I couldn't even compare it to that. I'm just comparing to Among Us.
To Among Us? Yeah, it's basically Among Us. Yeah.
I mean, there is a panel where Pika says Among Us. I just giggled. And one of the previous chapters, Oito, I think that's the name of the queen, right?
Yeah, Oito, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like she was using the nano ability that Kurapika gave her.
Yeah.
And she was using it in the vents.
She was
and
venting.
She was caught in the vents.
She was venting and she got caught in the vents. Yeah, you're right. Among Us. This is basically Among Us, yeah. this like 4D Chess Among Us because it's like everything's crazy. I just remember the troops. I forgot. Yeah, the troops are here, the Phantom troops as well. I think.
Oh yeah.
Since this is gonna be the first Hunter x Hunter video, so before we start, have you read the chapter? I haven't read this chapter.
Oh, you haven't read the chapter? Okay, so this is a role reversal right here.
So you read the chapter? Okay, I haven't. Because
I did read it because like just in case it had a lot. So.
Does it has a lot of text?
I do remember having a lot of text.
Oh, okay.
Completely honest.
Okay, good. Because, ooh, man. Okay, so because I could read, at my best, I could read 100 chapters a day. At my best, right? And the moment, I'll tell you, the moment I got to chapter 340, I was like reading 10 chapters a day. Like, because it's so got like it's like so, like all the text, man. So it took me a while to
the
pass.
Best I could do was 25.
Okay. Like, well, you mean because you started reading where the anime left off, right?
Yes. Like it was chapter 339. Like 339 was like the end credits of Hunter x Hunter, of the Hunter x Hunter anime.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, I was like doing 10 or I don't know, but for me it felt like 10. I wasn't really counting, but for me it felt like I was doing 10 a day. Also, these past few days the electricity kept leaving, so there's also that too. But at least I managed to get today, for today for the video, for the comeback. It says right here the big comeback. So yeah. But before we start, I guess theories. I don't know. Like, for example, I think Hisoka. I think he's not on the ship. I think Hisoka.
Really?
I think he's trolling. I think he's trolling the spiders. Which I don't like. How did the spiders came to the conclusion that he's on the ship? That's what I'm wondering. Maybe they mentioned it and I don't remember, but like where they got the intel. So that's why I think Hisoka. That's why I think he's on the ship. Also, there was that they're looking for someone 6'2" and above, right? And then there was that one chapter where they're like, oh, we found a guy 6'2", he's like 6'2". I'm like, oh, Hisoka, but then they say, oh, he has a moon scar. I'm like, nah, Hisoka doesn't have a moon scar. And then we see the guy. I'm like, okay, it's not Hisoka. And then in the one of the recent chapters, so recent quote unquote, but you know what I mean. They mentioned that they already explored, I think, the 3rd floor completely, right? Either the 4th or the 3rd, whatever, and they haven't found Hisoka in that whole floor. I'm like, that's why I think he's not on the ship. But if he is on the ship, I'm pretty sure he's using like texture or surprise or something to maybe disguise himself a little bit. I will not be surprised if Illumi is working with Hisoka if he is on the ship. Illumi just said Hisoka hired him to kill him, which that's something he will do. I could see Hisoka doing that. But also I will not be surprised if they're working together because they're kind of buddies in their own.
Really though, like in their own. Illumi got pissed off like when Hisoka like hinted at like killing Killua.
But that was a joke. I remember that was like a joke for that way Killua could know that Illumi is there, and that way Killua could leave the area. Either way, like they're buddies in their own weird twisted way. It could kind of, but yeah. Let's see what else. I can't wait for Kurapika to meet a spider. That'll be interesting.
Oh yeah.
Because then I'm pretty sure he's going to abandon the mission with to protect the prince. Worm. I forgot the name of the prince.
Wobble.
Wobble. Wow. This is a funny name.
That's
Wobble.
a weird name for princess. Well, prince technically, but
yeah, Wobble. Yeah, it's funny. It's a funny name. Funny name to say. So I'm pretty sure he's going to abandon the mission, and I think Leorio. We haven't seen Leorio. I don't know what he's doing. I hate Togashi. I hate that he does this. Like I want to see Leorio.
Yeah.
I want to see the guy. You know, he's that guy.
He's in the ship. Like, he should get some screen time.
Yeah, but no. You know, there's a chapter, because you know, the hiatus before this one, the chapter that he came back, he did a color spread, a color page, and you know what? You know what?
The one that had Gun Killua and Leroy, right?
And Kurapika. Oh man! And do you remember what it said? Because there were texts.
Oh, like it was something like when am I gonna appear in the story? And Killua said something similar.
That was Killua. Killua said, "Where am I?" No, Killua. Yeah, no, never mind. Killua was like, "Where am I right now?" Gun was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. I don't have Nen.
I can't use Nen."
Leorio was like, "When am I going to appear in the story?" I forgot what Kurapika said, but he probably said something too.
I think Kurapika was in the cover actually.
He wasn't?
No, he wasn't. Yeah, it was those three.
Oh, okay.
Like Salt in the Wound.
Yeah. Actually, let me go back. The TCB scans now they have all the chapters. So let me go back really quick since
I think it was 308 something.
Yeah. I'm going back. Let's see. Oh, also his art has like at the end of here it is. I found the one. I found the cover. Oh yeah, you're right. Kurapika, he's not here. I thought he was here. Mandela effect, I guess. It says here, you know, the day you've been waiting for is back. You know, Yasu's back. You know, where the heck am I right now?
I like the coloring here. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Like, I remember since I reread the whole series, and I was reading the volumes. So at the end of each chapter, there's like a bonus information, like random. Like, you know, how he's doing in life, you know, like update on his life and all that. So in one of the chapters, he said he's like, thank you to Fulana, you know, his current wife, or I don't know her name, but thank you,
the creator of Sailor Moon.
Yeah, creator of Sailor Moon. He's like, thank you for helping me color the volume covers. So apparently she helped coloring the covers. At least I'm assuming the first couple volume covers, and they were dating at that time. They were not married yet, and then eventually they got married. So then they had a kid, which I didn't know. I didn't know he had kids, and then eventually he had another kid. So it was really cool. Like at the end of every chapter, or I think it was every volume, there was like an update on his life. You know, how he's doing with his health and all that. At the beginning of every volume, there was a text. You know, there was like a photo, and there was a text under it. And every now and then, I'm like, Togashi, are you okay, man? Like, do you need help?
Yeah, there were 2 volumes where like, oh, I feel bad.
Yeah.
And the next one was like, I feel worse.
Yeah, I'm like, man, Togashi, you need help there? You know, yeah. Well, yeah, of course we know because of his health. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a really cool spread. The thing that was loading right there. Not sure if you saw it. Really cool color spread. Let's see what else. Then the video, so I'm like, oh man, this also is crazy. Not sure if you know this, but what do you said? What do you said?
Fortress Man.
Fortress Man.
Prince. The
Fortress. Yeah. Oh man, I don't know how to. I don't know how to pronounce half of these names. So.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know what Togashi was thinking, but yeah, I'm not. I'm probably not going to name. You know, like I'm probably just going to refer to them as their numbers because, you know, Fourth Prince, you know, fifth and all that. It will be easier. So yeah, Fourth Prince. We still don't know his Nen Beast. But it's crazy. Whatever it is, it's gonna be crazy because
it's crazy.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. It's wild. Like, you know, they mentioned the king. He mentioned that every Nen Beast is like a reflection of their soul, whatever, of their psyche.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. Like, yeah, you like. First of all, you know, he views women, you know, as lesser as some. Oh, especially if he deems them uneducated in the world. So it makes sense that it looks like a horse with a woman's face. Also, the horse is wearing high heels, so there's that too.
Yeah.
It's so funny. With human like hands, which is just creepy. Oh, and then once it opens its mouth, there's like a like a woman's face with the tongues and like, I don't know how to describe it.
It reminds me of a xenomorph.
Yeah. Like I'm like, wow, Togashi, this is it's creepy, but it's amazing. Like I don't like it's cool, but it's terrifying, at the same time. And then every time when someone sees it, they're like shook to their core because it's insane. And then
I feel bad for that instructor. Like she ain't loving.
But I don't know. He's kind of loving her because he's like I didn't know.
His own twisted stuff.
Yeah, because in his own way. Because he's like, I didn't know I like a two-faced woman. I'm like, okay, you do you. But in his own way, he's kind of loving her. He's like, yeah. And then and then his actual nen ability is like King Crimson, but King Crimson. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like King Crimson, but different. It's different still because like it's so interesting how you see the time that is happening, the original timeline, but he's altering it, and I'm like, oh, it's so cool. And then because when I read that chapter where he got shot, I'm like, how he survived this, like and then the next either was the next chapter or the next couple of chapters, the chapter starts the same way. I'm like, am I rereading the same chapter? What's happening here? And then
I thought it was an error or something.
Yeah, I thought it was like an error. But then as you kept reading, it's like, it's now we're seeing everything from his perspective. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like every time he does Setsu, he goes into like this trance of his ability. I'm like, oh wow. And I'm like, oh, he's testing his ability through the Setsu training. I'm like, this dude, his potential is insane. Like it's scary. Like like some people been like the instructor. At first, he was like terrified of his potential, but eventually, she's probably lying though. Now to think about it, because she still tried to kill him. But yeah. So yeah, that's the fourth prince.
Yeah.
Oh man.
First prince, he's gaining the abilities of his fallen soldier.
Yeah, that's also crazy. Like that's his den ability. That's not even the beast.
Like that's just straight up Krollo's, like a better Krollo ability.
Yeah, because Krollo, when the people dies, he loses the ability. But in his case,
and he has to either have the book open or he has to use a bookmark. Like he has some crazy restrictions.
Yeah. But this guy, he's like, like you die, I get your ability. And also it shows how loyal his followers are. You could do that too. And
but plus, like on top of like the dude's gonna be him because we don't even know what the Nen Beast could do. Like,
yeah.
Man.
And his Nen Beast also has a particular design.
It looks pretty cool. I don't lie. Like it looks like an alien or something like that.
You haven't noticed the particular, features that it has? Not sure if you noticed.
It has teeth. I remember that one.
Okay,
it reminds me of Echoes actually from JoJo.
Okay, so you don't. Okay, maybe. Let me show it to you real quick to see if you see what I see, what everyone sees. His name is Benjamin, if I'm correct.
Yeah, Benjamin. Yeah, it's the easiest one to pronounce.
And you know what's funny? I'm pretty sure he has a limit of 10 abilities, right? And
because I think it's on each finger. Yeah.
And then Ben 10, his name is Benjamin Tennyson, if I'm correct. So. Yeah, Ben 10. He's basically Ben 10, but with Hunter x Hunter. So Hunter x Hunter Ben. Benjamin. Yeah, Benjamin, and then we're probably gonna see his then beast. Also, when he got introduced, he killed a lion with his bare hands.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, I wish we could see some other shit he could do. Cause damn.
Okay, you see what I'm seeing?
I see his mouth. Like, wait, assume it.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay, it looks phallic. Yeah, the head looks phallic.
Yeah. You know what I said? I'm like, okay, let me guess. Toxic masculinity, right? Because he's the definition of big buff dude, testosterone.
Macho man.
He's a macho man. Yeah. Which I don't. Sigma grindset. You know the Sigma, the Sigma music, however it goes. Breaking Bad Sigma music. Who else did they use? But I don't care about all that toxic all that toxic masculinity stuff. But yes, that's the first thing I thought. It gave me those vibes when I saw the Nun Beast. But yeah, Benjamin. From what we've seen, he it's cool. It's cool. Like he's like hot headed, but if you give him information, he will learn from that, and he will actually calm down and actually think. So I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Like he's hot headed, but he isn't rash.
Yeah. He will think about a rash decision, but then his advisor will calm him down and be like, the black guy, I forgot his name, but his advisor will be like, nah, let's think of this way, and let's go a different angle. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure they're all messed up. At least the older ones, the older kids, the older kids. Oh yeah, but at least so far we've seen he's rash, and I'm pretty sure if he does wins the war, the secession war, I'm pretty sure his kingdom's gonna be very militarized, and because he is the military guy. So yeah, the second prince, her,
Camilla, right?
I think it's Camilla. Yeah, her also easy to remember and pronounce. Camilla.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, post-modern then is crazy, that's just her Nen ability. It's not even the beast.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the few things I already knew before reading this whole arc. I knew her ability. I knew that the twins, I knew one of them died, and that the Nen beast became the twin. I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew what else I knew. I think the Phantom Troop, I knew they were there. Like I knew a decent amount of information, but there's still a lot of things I didn't know. Like how complicated this whole arc is. So that's one of the. Also, I knew the fourth prince. I knew how his Nen beast looked like. I just didn't know what we still don't know what it does, but and I knew that he had two. Also, I knew Camilla had two. So yeah, and then her Nen beast also looks very phallic. It looks like a kind of like it gave me like a sea amoeba. How do you pronounce it?
It looked phallic to me. It looked just like an anemone. Yeah.
Yeah,
I see anemone.
Yeah. But they do like tits though. Like a bunch of boobs. At least that's why I saw.
I mean, it's not like the actual king's Nen beast, which was just
yeah.
I'm like, Christ, how the hell did Togachi go with drawing this?
Yeah, and then it's crazy because you see this crazy Nen beast.
Overkill.
Yeah, it's overkill. Yeah, and then we still don't know what it does. Yeah. But Camilla right now she's in prison, right? If I'm correct, she's
in prison near Benjamin, I guess. Like they're watching over her.
And the last thing we learn is that she has like this whole group called the Untouchables, and they have their own like way of fighting with the curses.
They're basically a suicide bombers.
They're suicide, yeah, basically, yeah. Which they're suicide bombers, but the death is not immediate for their target. You still gotta wait. You still either like the person's not protected with an NBs, I think they said like 2 weeks. Like if you're lucky, but then also interesting. They also it's like a distance. If you're like close to the dude, it's like 2 weeks, right? But if you're like far away from the person, it will be like a month, maybe
or 6
years.
months even.
Yeah. So interesting. That's like a interesting thing, like an interesting way of like nanobit that they got.
Yeah.
Which is like again post mortem. Then it was crazy.
Oh yeah. So wait, now that we're on the top, who do you think will win the Secession War, or how do you think it will end?
That's a tough one because Togashi, he loves to flip things over their head. He's not like a typical shonen guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the typical shonen route will be someone wins. Someone kills all the princes, and then that person wins and they become the king, right? Now the Togashi route, something interesting. The first king, he said to one of the prince that I think it was Camilla who asked that how does it work? Do I need to kill them or what? And then I'm pretty sure the king said it's how you interpreted the rules, right? So I wonder, do you actually need to kill all the prince to all your siblings? Do you need to kill them to win this thing? I think you do, because they have like a grave. Remember that one panel where when the first prince died, that they have like a bunch of coffins in the circle, and there's like these rooms in the floor, and like they have like a whole special room for something. So I think they do need to die. I think they do need to die. But it will be interesting if maybe I think it will be interesting that there's multiple ways to win, right? Because what the king said was interesting. Is how you interpret the rules. So what if one of the prince, maybe the good one, the ninth prince, maybe I'm
rooting for Harkenberg. Like honestly,
oh my god. Like maybe since the ninth prince, he doesn't want no bloodshed, right? So maybe what if, since he doesn't want no bloodshed, and he could win his own way, and everyone could still be alive, and he still become prince, because that's how he interpreted the rules. I'm not sure if I'm making sense, but maybe each prince could win their own way, because that's how they interpret the rules. That will be interesting. And of course, the fourth, the first, the second, maybe the third, and so on and so forth. The top five prince, maybe they're all obviously they're going to kill their siblings, so that's how they win. But the ninth, he wants to win in his own way. So maybe Togashi could go that route. Now who do I think is going to win? Like the good ending will be the ninth. That's the good ending.
Yeah.
The worst, it will be the fourth. That's like worst case scenario. But you know what I think?
Yeah, for the world itself,
for the world. Mm-hmm.
My God, like he seems like the dude that will bring World War III. Like.
Yeah. But but if he does win, I'm pretty sure you get a couple good hunters and they could beat him. I don't know. Like. Hunter be like that. You just got a few good men, like, with really good nano abilities, and I'm pretty sure they could. Yeah. So,
And now think about it. Oh, you continue your talk.
Because I was gonna say, the good ending is the ninth, right? But Togashi could do a plot twist that he's actually not good. I don't know. Like, so far he's seen like a nice guy, but I will not put it past Togashi to make it like a twist. Now he's actually messed up because I don't know. I think deep down they all have the potential to be messed up. Except maybe like the twins. The twins, they seem nice. The baby. Oh, of course the baby, he's good, and the kid, but the love girl. The one who's all about love and all that, she has
the basic has her own cult.
Yeah, she has the potential to be messed up as well. Oh, but I don't know because I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe she has the potential to be like, because you you remember where they all got their Nembis, and then they kept each prince kept asking an end user, oh, how does my beast look like, whatever. So when we got to her, we actually don't see her Nembis in that chapter, and she's like
we see it like chapters later.
And then she's like, oh, this looks like a beautiful angel, and blah, blah, blah. And then Kurapika's teacher, he says, it kind of looks more like a fairy. And she's like, oh, yeah, that's cool, too. I'm like, I was thinking, I bet the thing looks horrendous. I bet it's like monstrous, like it looks evil. But when we see it, like, oh, no, it's like a big giant heart with an eye. Yeah, it looks okay. It doesn't.
Looks okay. Pretty normal, to say the least.
Yeah, it's one of the most normal looking Nembis. Yeah, compared to all the others. The first prince that died, her Nembis also looked pretty simple. But I think it looked like a big giant rat. Like a big giant plush toy. So I heard it was pretty normal too. But going back to the Love Girl, but in that chapter where we got introduced to the Nembis, where we see it for the first time, the narrator explained that her ability is that she gives you the book, her book, and then you get the little fairy creature, right? And it's harmless, right? The more you read the book, the more you will like her. But if you break the taboo, something really bad is going to happen. No, they didn't say you die. So I'm assuming you die, but they say something really bad is going to happen. No one has broken the taboo. Well, I was thinking, okay, Kurapika's teacher, he got the book, but he hasn't read it yet, right? So what if he breaks the taboo, but without knowing what is the taboo, will it still affect them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because his partner, the other hunter, he read the book and he knows the taboo because he was reading the book and he's like, I forgot what he says. He's like, I thought about the taboo, I should not do it. So he knows the taboo. So I'm like, okay. So I just wonder, like, what will happen in that scenario? Like someone who hasn't read the book and commits the taboo, what will happen? But that's interesting. Since we were talking about her and the book, something interesting is that now Togashi, he's like doing a bunch of references to songs and other Shonen Jump series. He did Dragon Ball. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, Dragon Ball. I think it was all about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh, that one guy who just died. He was about to summon a car or something. He just got killed by the knife prince. That was funny. Yu-Gi-Oh, he did another. I forgot there was another.
I'm blanking on the third one because I remember seeing like 3 references.
Yeah, I'm blanking. Yeah, I'm blanking on the other. Death Note.
Yes. Yeah, like the
book.
Like ask, like, oh, is that book like a Death Note?
Yeah. Because every person every ability he gets, the user eventually ends up dying. Which, yeah, because the 2 Phantom Troops they die, by Hisoka hands. Apparently the girl who could read the future, who could predict the future, she eventually died, which just sucks. She was a cute patootie, but she's like a typical hot topic girl, but it sucks to happen. But also it was off screen too. But yeah, she, the dad, they had a bunch of enemies, so that makes sense. They got her. Yeah. But so yeah, there was that. Also, music references too. Like, for example, there was a guy, his Nen ability apparently was a reference to a song. The name of his Nen ability, and there was another one. And then the girl, the 6th prince, her whole book is like music references. One of the chapters is called "A Wonderful World." What a wonderful world!
Yes, what a wonderful world. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
So I'm like, so in the Hunter x Hunter world, a dude saying "What a Wonderful World." I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's interesting. Because it's not like the chapter is a music reference to our world. No, they specify that there's music references in their world, which is obviously music references in our world as well. But I'm like, okay, cool. We could go on and on about stuff, but let me actually read the chapter, because we could go on and on about theories and so. But
wait, quick thing to note though.
Okay.
Like ever since the Secession War has started, like we have not seen anything of Beyond. Like we have not seen Nethero's son. Like
yeah.
just weird. Like he was hyped up so much in the moment, but after the whole ceremony, like we have not seen him at all.
We haven't seen anything of Beyond, anything of Jun, anything of the rat. I forgot his name.
Yeah, like we don't know. Like where's Jing and Parasol? Like are they on the ship or did they go on another one?
They're supposed to be on the ship, because their whole plan is to escape with Beyond, if I'm correct, to the Dark Continent. So we haven't seen anything of them. Also, I love. I guess it will be the final attention. So during the election, like it's been years since I've seen Hunter x Hunter. So there were some things that was like, it felt fresh, because it's been forever since I seen the anime. So the election, for example, I knew that Parison didn't win the election, right? But I forgot why he did this whole Machiavellian scheme.
Machiavellian?
Yeah, what you said. Yeah, he's doing schemes after schemes, like he has backup plans after backup plans. And then I like that at the end. Basically, he was trolling because Nethero, he just enjoyed it. He was doing it for Nethero. And I'm like, oh, this is like the first time we see him actually sad. I'm like, oh, it got me in the feels. I'm like, he's still evil though. Like he has like all the ants, the eggs. He just has it somewhere, ready to deploy whenever he feels like it. Yeah, he said to the president, the dog, that's her animal. I forgot her name, but he told her that
Shadow,
something like that. Yeah, he said that basically like don't cross me, because things could get bad. And I'm like, okay, yeah, he is evil, but I just really love that one moment of humanity. Like he did all that because Naruto, he enjoyed it, and I'm pretty sure if Netero was alive, he would probably enjoyed what he was doing, because it's like, oh, he's being a contrarian for no reason. He's a Twitter guy. Now think about it, he's a guy from Twitter, always a contrarian. Always trolling, but yeah, but yeah, he is evil. I do think he is kind of evil. And I love that everyone hated him, and also Jun, but they hated them for different reasons. Him because he's a troll.
Yeah.
And Jun because he's a bum, and they just hate him. People just hate Jun. Like, it's so funny. And I love that when Gun met Jun, they were like, "Oh, you deaf." Everyone's like, "You deadbeat dad. Go meet your son." Like you talk to him. Be a father for once. There was one guy. There was one guy who said something out of pocket. Like, I'm like, this guy, he came out of nowhere. And I'm like, whoa, like, okay. But it was funny. I forgot who said it. I forgot what the person said. I think it was one of the Zodiacs, because I think it was a callback to something that happened before between the Zodiacs, but whatever. Oh, and another thing. That Jin, he prepared beforehand, and he planted they were drawing for, they were picking randomly of what they're going to do for the election, and Jin, he prepared everything beforehand. Do you remember that? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I do not. It's been a while.
Yeah. Okay. So the Zodiacs, they were discussing of how they're going to handle the election. Pariston, he nominated himself. He's like, "Oh, yes, make me the new chairman." And then they're like, "No, we're not going to do that." Jun he nominates himself, and they're like, no, we're not gonna do that either. And then so they kept arguing, and then at one point they're like, okay, let's write down our ideas in the piece of paper, and then let's get the bean guy, and that there was like assistant,
Beans,
yeah, Beans. So let's get Beans to pick a random paper from a trash bag, from the trash can, and whatever is the paper, we're going to go with that, right? And so Beans, he gets Jin paper, and Jin, he have 5 rules. He's like, every hunter is nominated, every hunter could vote for themselves, blah blah blah, and this and that. And there was a 5th rule where he added that rule because they knew they were going to hate that rule, and he was going to like, okay, rule 1, we will do rule 1 to 4, right? But it turns out he planned the whole thing a couple days before. He met with Beans. He's like, we're going to complain. We're not going to do anything. So we're going to end up picking random papers. So I want you to I'm going to give you my paper, and you just have it in your hands, and then you just take it out like, oh, you took it out from the trash can, and there. He planned the whole thing. I'm like, oh wow. I'm like, I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I forgot about that. I forgot that he basically planned the whole thing. Hey, he knew what was going to happen. And then Pariston, he planned the whole election because he's like, he knew what was it? He knew that Gunn was going to come back from the dead because he was basically dying. He was on his deathbed, and so I'm like, okay, Pariston, like, okay, cool. I'm like, this cool. I forgot about that. And another thing that I forgot is that at the end of Chimera Ant, it was revealed that the Kim Jong-un guy, because he's basically Kim Jong-un, turns out he didn't die. It was a body double. It wasn't him. Do you remember that?
No, I do not know what you're talking about, TVH.
Okay, so basically, they were in North Korea. Basically, you remember that at least, right?
Yeah, that's where it took place.
Basically, yeah. So, and they killed the Kim Jong-un character, right? So they kept his corpse as a puppet, for that way they could, do the speeches and all that with the corpse. But at the end of Chimera Ant, there's like this random page of a dude sitting on a farm with a dog, right? And then turns out that random dude was actually the Kim Jong-un guy. So it turns out 30 years ago, or like roughly 30 years ago, the moment that he conquered the land, he decided to quit, and he just left a body double to be the ruler. And he just went and he made a farm somewhere in the world, and he's just living his life. So I'm like, that's so random plot twist at the end of Ants, which I forgot. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I guess like he basically became Thanos at the end of his life, because he's like, oh, I did what I wanted. I conquered the land, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to just quit and grow a farm. So, and also that was like a poem, which this is what happened with his life, something like that. And okay, last tangent. Let's actually read this chapter. So yeah, but come back. Yu Yu Hakusho, haven't read it. But,
I love this cover. Like, Yusuke. Oh.
Yeah.
Yusuke Urameshi.
It is a good cover. Yeah, it was really good.
It is. Oh.
Yeah, and Gun. Also, he's there too.
I mean, I don't know who the hell is the dude in the back.
Yeah, I don't know. I know Togashi. He has another series called Level E, which came out after Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it was canceled. It only lasted for like 19 chapters, I think.
Okay.
Well, I think it was canceled. I haven't read it, but 19 chapters. That sounds like it got canceled, unless Togashi just want to do a quick short story after Yu Yu and before Story Hunter. But funny, it's called Level E because it's about aliens, right? So, the editor asked him, "Oh, what are you going to call the series?" So he's like, Level E. E for he's like, aliens. And then, the editor is like, aliens is with A, right? And then Togashi's like, I meant extraterrestrials. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, he also, he forgot that aliens was with A. Then Yu, he didn't know what to call Yu. He's like coming up with names, right? And then eventually he came with Yu Yu Hakusho, which I think it meant it's like Spectre report, something like that, something about Spectre or spirits or whatever. So yeah,
makes sense to me.
Yeah, and of course we know Hunter x Hunter. Not sure if you know, but it's because he was watching a game show or like this comedy show in Japan. Not sure if it was a game show, and he knew he wanted to call the series something Hunter. So like Hunter, with something. And then in the show that he was watching, there was a character who kept repeating the same word twice. So he's like, Hunter x Hunter. So and that's where we got the Hunter x Hunter. So it says here, this country crap doesn't matter to me. I just want to kick some ass. Does that sound like Yusuke? I don't know. I haven't read it, so.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like something like God would say.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, this is a really good cover. And then what he says. Yeah, it's been a while since I've had the chance to chat with my fellow authors. I don't want to jinx myself by saying something like I'm looking forward to seeing our work in print together this week. It's supposed to just enjoy the common life of a serialized mangaka. It's not a common life, but yeah.
I can imagine.
So, last chapter we actually we got to Girona because basically his ability is like Giorno, but with some differences. He like turned the guns into snakes and they shot the guys. So yeah, it says here a scheme that ended in a friendly fire. So we got some civilians won the world. Did those soldiers just shoot each other? Get the other soldiers and the doctor. So I guess we just keep searching for Hisoka's plan. Yeah, I'll be counting on you. That was Giorno and the blood. I'm assuming it's a girl. The blood girl and the other girl. I love the other girl's ability. So that she just punches you and she asks a question and your body screams out the answer like that. Like, oh, that's so cool. It's so unique and so interesting. Like, and then like there's a lot of like this is what I love about Togashi. Like sometimes because this is a similar ability to the the haiku guy, the guy who worked with Killua at one point. He's also in this arc where he did a haiku about review yourself. If you don't, like you'll go on fire or something. So it's then Togashi has done like similar abilities, but they're still different in their own way. Like she needs to ask a question and then she punches you. You say the thing. Your body at least says the thing. I'm pretty sure there's another character that does something similar. That the character asks you a question, and then you get the answer, right? Or am I confusing? Or am I thinking about something else? Not sure. I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know. But yeah, I'm like, oh, cool. Like similar abilities, but still way different. But way different than how they use the ability. Then they say Roger, both of them. Also, she's a cute patootie, the one that she does that, the punchy one. Again, I'm not sure the blood girl, the blood one is a girl. But,
I thought it was a boy, so I'm really not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But either way, cool. But she's a manipulator and she manipulates blood, and that's why the person is always walking around with the blood bags. Like, oh, that's interesting. Oh wait. Ooh, okay, wait a minute. May I ask world check here first, and then the blood bags got attacked. Oh wait, no. Oh wait, no, she's just using her ability. Never mind. I thought someone just got injured out of nowhere, but okay.
So, yeah, that's what I first thought when I read it.
Yeah. So using the ability, okay. Every time I see that, I get gross out. I thought they were cute. Okay. No chance. You're so rude. That blood's part of me, Krona, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, where have I seen blood manipulation before? Krona from Soul Eater. Never. So that was like a random thing I was thinking. So Corona over here. Each drop is doing its best to find Hisoka. Isn't that noble? They even got tiny eyes. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. And just like Corona was like ambiguous. Like, oh, was Corona a guy or a girl? You know, so I will not be surprised if this character has pink hair or like pinkish hair like Corona. And then the other one says, how do you kill these things anyway? Why would you want to kill one? After 30 to 40 minutes, they run out then and turn back to regular blood drops. Okay, interesting. Also interesting that she asks, you know, how do you kill one? You know, and in Hunter x Hunter, you cannot trust anyone, especially in this arc where everyone's like secretly working for another guy. So yeah. But interesting that she asked that. So when they find a shady guy, all I gotta do is punch them till we know if they're hiding something, right? Yeah. I feel like we always end up going over the same plan again and again. You really don't listen to a word I say, do you? Oh well, you get the just at least. Okay. Funny, interesting dynamic between the two. And Giorno, he has a bunch of animals with him. These are probably birds that he transformed from. They're probably weapons, since you know that's like his ability. He could turn objects into animals, so they're probably like weapons. And I could picture it now. He grabs a bird, it's probably gonna transform into a sword or something. That'll be cool. So he says, "Hey, sorry to bother you. Good movie. Go watch it."
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Sorry to bother you. That's a really good movie. Don't watch don't just go watch it without knowing what it is.
Just go in blind. Yeah.
Go in blind. Oh man, watch it with friends who hasn't seen it, and if you have, go watch it with friends who haven't seen it, because oh my god, it's a good movie.
Oh, it's a trip.
It's a trip, all right. Oh. Watch it high too. That'll be hilarious. Oh, what's the that'll be funny. Anyway, that's a random tangent. Sorry to bother you. Oh man. Anyway, Leo, say in your white voice. Say it.
Sorry to bother you.
Sorry to bother you. Oh man, it's so funny. Anyway, if you watch the movie, you know what that means. I have to ask for your cooperation in the ongoing investigation. All photos are clear. Next, okay. Looks like a background. Someone in the background talking. Okay. Looks clear to me, that picture. Bingo. Okay, so he saw something. Okay, what's this here? It says, I want to check the hallway to general passengers area cause it's the only route between the two sections and they were bound to be keeping an eye on it. Anyone devoted to Morena, also funny name, you know, we know Spanish. So every time when I read her name, I just think of Morena. I guess that would be like a light skin girl. I guess, kinda, right? So.
I imagine them a bit more darker skin.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's basically like the Spanish way to say something like that. Will probably be given away by their aura, even so. My top priority should be identifying and listing all 23 as soon as possible. Oh yeah. There's like this whole subplot about the like Morena over here. She's like killing the other mafia members with her little group, and the more they kill, they will get an ability. And then, if I'm correct, if they kill 100 people, they could transfer this like parasite in a way to other people. And
like they can make their own cult, basically.
Yeah, they can make their own cult. So deadly ability, yeah. So she's kind of cute too, even though she has a crazy scar. But
the scar looks cool.
Yeah, it looks cool. But and yeah, so I want mine. Sign me up. Where's the you sign me up. But so yeah, I must confiscate this and as an article of interest. This deposit should cover it if anything happens while it's in my possession. Okay, so he took the camera. Okay. Oh, that's cool. He turned into a cat. Okay, that's very cool. Ba-da-bum, boom. This one I'm imagining the urinal thing. Well done. I'll leave you in charge of recording. Oh, so okay, yeah. Because see, that's the difference between him and Giorno. His could function like the things though, in their animal state. So that's really cool. So the cat became a camera. It's like recording, and now they could find Hisoka or whatever they're doing. So and the cat just stays there. I doubt they'll all stick around in the general passenger area. Also, no, he's looking for he's looking for the 23 people.
Hisoka for the cult members.
Yeah, Hisoka I guess will be a bonus, you know, if they find Hisoka. With that thug of a fourth prince out of the picture, they should be free from such restrictions. Who knows what the Hell-Lee will do next? Yeah, the Hell-Lee. Hell yeah, one of them is called Broccoli. Like okay, and I think the other guy kind of sounds like Onion, but it's not Onion. And then we got Morana, so that's like the easiest one to pronounce. Could they be trying to cause a second-class rebellion? That will explain a lot. This could be a once-in-a-lifetime chance to deal with all the resentment that builds up over time. It adds up if you assume this senseless massacre is some kind of training. Okay. He's here.
Just like Encanto.
He's here. He's up. Yeah, he's here. We don't talk. We don't talk about Bruno. However you pronounce that name,
Henrik, I think it is.
Henrik, the underboss of the Shiyu family, or Shiyu. Well, probably like Shiyu family. So not sure we've seen them before. They look like new characters. He's all alone. The bastards underestimating us. He doesn't stand a chance if it's 3 against 1. Nah, I think this guy looks familiar. Not sure. That dude seriously wound up. That dude seriously wound up. You notice his end? Yeah. Get within 5 meters of him and he know about it for sure. I had him first. You guys find an opening and finish him off. That's a pretty basic tactic. We gotta flash our pieces. Well, that'll certainly grab his attention. Capping someone with powers gives you a level boost of 10. Oh, okay, so they're the assassins. Yeah. If you kill non-user, yes, 10. If you kill Prince, I think it's 50. Regular civilian is like 1. So yeah. Do we split that 3 ways? Can we just give the level 10s to whoever gives the killing blow? You can't be serious. Shouldn't there be a reward for assisting with a kill? Interesting. They could split the point. That's interesting. And who's gonna decide how many points an assassin assist is worth? That'll be the boss. It's her power after all. Only natural for the game master to be the one to judge. Well, the pain, guess we'll see. I don't care as long as I get to kill him. Okay. So they're on the move. Okay, so we got the names. I'm not going to pronounce that. Okay, demolition labor, level 29. Okay, so they already have their abilities. They get at level 20. This guy's mechanic, the middle guy.
It's interesting that the civil engineer looks like the.
What is that? It's interesting. What?
That the civil engineer, De Morales, something like that. The Morales. He looks a bit like the Fourth Prince.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Yeah, civil engineer. Oh, so enhancer, emitter, and conjurer. I didn't read that. Okay. It's nice that we're getting at least a basic understanding of their name. At least what type they are. So I always like to imagine that could be born as a living weapon. So this is the conjurer speaking. So he says, nothing beats that tingly feeling when you take a life, the blood, the flesh, lethal weapon disorder. Okay, I can feel it all directly. Interesting. He's a what? He's a okay, makes sense.
Conjurer.
No, he's a demolition laborer. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, it's all I ever wished for, and Morena's made that dream come true. Yeah. For Morena, for me, I will do everything I can to kill them. Yeah. And the birds, really cool. Yeah, really cool panel. Like, really cool dynamic angle right here. The birds, okay. Yeah, see, yeah, see, I knew it. Yeah, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. See, the bird turned to what are they called? Cuffs. Handcuffs. Yeah, so that's cool. He's like surprised. He blocked me by handcuffing me to a pigeon. That's so random. You only Hunter x Hunter. Oh, that's also probably in JoJo as well. That's a sentence that you. That's a sentence that you will only read in Hunter x Hunter or in JoJo. He blocked me by handcuffing me into a pigeon. Do you think a power like that will help? And then he's calm. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, see, that's nice. See, that's cool. That's really cool. You two, what are you waiting for? Let's get this over with. You may as well call all your backup too. I still got plenty of pigeons after all. Oh yeah, he has a bunch of pigeons. And so they start shooting the pigeons. Okay, nothing happens. They're protected by Nen. They're made from plain old handcuffs, but they're reinforced with Nen. Normal bullets are gonna cut it. Okay, so is this a bluff? What if they're not all handcuffs? That could be a bluff. But this other guy, oh, this is the conjure. Okay, so he made a drill. Okay, the guy blocks. Oh, so okay, it's not looking good. It's not looking good for Giorno right here. Arg, now I get it. You can morph your arm to be any kind of weapon. There are many ways to die. Different strokes for different strokes for different folks. Okay, I was not expecting to read
getting the Jesus Christ Stigmata.
Yeah, yeah. But I was not expecting to read different strokes for different folks in Hunter x Hunter. But this is maybe in the official is different. This is TCB. But yeah. Okay, so he gets more cuffs on the birds. Oh, okay, that's nice. Yeah, the legs and okay, yeah, that's cool. And the hand. So then, what are you gonna do now? The other guys are not gonna do. Oh, well, they just shot the birds, so they're not doing anything. Looks like your friends are backing down. I think they're gonna leave you to your fate. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm like, they're not gonna do anything. Don't screw with me. I'll just deal with you myself. And then, okay, he does axe. A stupid Shane can stop me. I'll chop them up with my axe. See, yeah, he's outclassed. So that ain't happening. And they and hey, now everyone gets to be both hunter and prey. Oh, okay, that's cool. And yeah, he kills him. I was trying to keep a low profile. This in your hands, Misha. Not sure what's that. Probably one of the. Yeah, probably either Krona or the other girl. I need to get out of here. Those pigeons are bad news. Now what? I ain't keen on getting torture over the location of the hideout. Let's report back to Morena. And then Henrik kills two birds with one stone while the domination. Okay, yeah. Funny. Oh, no color. Oh well. I was hoping for like color art. You know, the TCB they do that, but I guess no color this time. Hopefully for the next one that would be nice. Okay. First of all, good thing. It was a normal. Normal text, a normal amount of text, like typical manga amount, you know. So that's good. That's really good. Because I was hoping for for a breather at least. Like one of the reasons I really love the Hisoka versus Corolla fight is because it's a really good fight. But also it's a necessary breather between all the texts, you know, because that fight was just pure action, and every now and then they explain the abilities, but mostly just action.
Yeah,
so.
But those abilities are wacky.
Oh yeah, they were wild. They're wild, and that was just
it was hard keeping track.
Yeah, it also was just a fraction of what he could do because he got those abilities to fight against Hisoka, you know. So and also Hisoka throughout the fight he was even wondering how he was using the ability in what order. That was like a key factor in the fight. He's like, oh, did he did this first and that or this and that? So, but yeah, yeah, Hunter x Hunter was crazy good this week. You know the moment where beyond the Thero he says, I'll wait here, no matter how long it will take, something like that. You know, it's a meme that Hunter x Hunter fans uses. You know what I'm talking about?
No, but it's funny. No, now you say it.
Yeah. So yeah. Whenever this goes back on hiatus, because it's inevitable at this point. Whenever this goes back, it's gonna be us. You know, we gonna be waiting here, no matter how long it takes.
Well, at least it's gonna be a volume worth. So.
Yeah. There's gonna be a volume worth. Yeah, that's true.
At least confirmed. So.
Yeah, it's confirmed. Yeah, and also now he has a Twitter account, so he could update us. You know, he could just tweet and update us. So that's nice. We're not gonna be in the blank at least for years. You know, he could just tweet whenever. Again, like we talk. What is it?
He's going to enjoy the new Dragon Quest.
Oh yeah. He is. Yeah, he is. But like me and Leo, we talked about this off screen, you know, before. But again, he needs to be the writer and have someone else draw it. You know, like his art is amazing. His art is actually really good. But it just, you know, he has mentioned it was like it's really hard for him to hold the pen. You know, like he struggles to hold it. So like I think he just needs to stick as the writer and have someone else draw it. You know, he has his wife.
Yeah. Of Sailor Moon fame.
Yeah. He has his assistants, so the assistants could handle it. Like if he really wants to draw, he could do the sketches at least. But still, I still think that's too much for him because you know his health is like really bad. So you know, he has back pains, chest pains. You know, he has all the pains. So yeah. And you know, we don't want to. We still don't know. At least I still don't know how he died. But you know, we don't know. You know, we don't want another Berserk situation. You know, where the author died. You know.
It was it was probably all the drawing.
So you sound staticky. So I'm not sure what you're saying, but I'm assuming you're explaining the situation of the Berserk guy.
The situation with Kentaro Miura. Like it's a shame. Like we don't want another situation like him dying because of him overexerting himself. Just drawing manga and following the tough schedule because it is a tough schedule. Like it's insane. I could never be a mangaka.
yeah. Although he sleeps 4 hours a day. You know.
Well, what?
Well, that was his old schedule. I don't know about his new schedule. But I remember a long time ago, many years ago, his schedule was 4 hours a day. That's how much he slept. So and then he's like, in the morning, like at this hour I have the meetings, this hour I'm drawing, and this hour I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It's like the same thing, everything. So every day, and then and you know, Oda gets break, but I'm pretty sure he's not actually taking a break. Like I'm pretty sure he's actually, you know, drawing. You know, maybe to get ahead of schedule, but you know, so yeah, Togashi, or maybe make a monthly, but then he needs to draw more pages. But but you know, X-Force, he did a really good video of JoJo Bizarre Adventure and why Araki became a monthly and how, you know, like how Araki quote unquote ended JoJo's, you know, and then basically start over again with, you know, part 7, of course. But you know, like if Togashi does the Araki route, so maybe, you know, like he will do less clutter because, you know, that was like a issue with the cluttering with the text. So, you know, just like how Araki, you know, when he started doing monthly, he realized, oh wait, I don't need to clutter the pages. That was like how Araki, you know, he came to that conclusion. Like in the monthly, someone's playing music. I don't know if you can hear that. Like, I live in Puerto Rico, and this is a sport, playing loud music in the street. That's like a sport for yeah. And there's a name for it. I forgot what's it called. Man, I forgot, but yeah, like it's very loud. You know. So I'm not sure.
At least I can't hear. So
you cannot hear it, but I don't know. I don't know if the mic is picking it up. If it does, it probably sounds faint. But yeah, it's like they're playing reggaeton. I don't know what song. I wouldn't mind if it was Bad Bunny, because he's my guy. He's that guy. But but it's a random guy. Anyway, yeah, if Togashi becomes a monthly, maybe his health will get better because okay, it's a monthly schedule. He could take maybe like a couple of days break. Again, he still needs to do more pages, but still, I don't know. Less clutter. This chapter again wasn't cluttered. The text was normal. Then felt cluttered. The panels. He let them breathe in some moments. Yeah. Well, so I don't know. The best case scenario is that like if he doesn't want to go monthly, then just have someone else draw it and he just writes it. Which I think that's a good route. But yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. And the sad thing is, like, if he does die, and it sucks. Yeah, we're not going to finish this, and we're not gonna go to the Dark Continent, or So yeah, I don't know. What else to change the topic? Yeah, it was a good chapter. Good action, good like seeing the Nen ability of Giorno. It was really cool. This guy was okay. His Nen ability is nothing crazy. I don't think these soldiers, I don't think they're going to have like crazy Nen abilities. So far, the guy who could like go into walls, basically dive it down. he could go into walls and all that. Interesting ability that he needs to enter a closed room, right? And then from there he could like go to the walls and do another exit. But if someone opens that closed room, then he cannot go back in, or he cannot use the ability there. So I'm like, okay, interesting restrictions and all that. So far, I think that's like the most interesting one. This guy's pretty basic, he's a conjurer, so he turns his hand into a weapon. Basic stuff. One of them is an enhancer, so I don't see him doing anything crazy. Enhancer is like the most basic Nen type, so I don't think he's gonna do anything crazy. Interesting that Bell, the guy who was with Kurapika, he's a enhancer, but he's a healing enhancer, so a different type of enhancer. So that's cool. And what was the other guy? The other guy was a emitter. You could do interesting stuff with emitter because there's Leorio, that he could like transfer his punch, through the stuff. That's cool. In Green Island, there was a similar emitter that similar to Leorio, and that was cool too. He did like something similar to Leorio. Like in the Leorio case, is that he could like transfer things through objects, and then it will end up on the other side, right? Or like in a different area. And the guy from Green Island, he, from what we saw, he could like teleport the body part into somewhere else. He could emit it to somewhere else. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. Franklin, he's an emitter. He could like, he shoots his he just shoots them bullets, like the most basic emitter thing you could do. Gun, his what was it? Paper. This paper attack was an emitter, which just sucks. Gun says he no longer has Nen. And since I don't think we're gonna see him again for years. So
oh boy.
Yeah, so it sucks that we then got to see the full potential of Paper or Scissor. You know what would be really cool versus during the Pito fight? He does Scissor and Paper to see the full potential of those.
Yeah.
That would be crazy. Like not in the level of Toriko like the knife, but like a weaker version. Oh, the scissor. Oh, that would be crazy. And then paper. It's like help it. Oh yeah. Now that I think about it, it's a shame. It's a shame we didn't got to see that. But yeah. Man. I mean, I may just rewatch the fight. You know. Since we're talking about it, you know, it's just a fight. You know. That guy, he's like, Pito! You know, he's like goes crazy. He's like, oh, it's not fair. You know, man, I love that scene. I love that scene where he's like, oh, it's not fair. He starts crying, breaking the floor. Going back to the chapter though. Do you want to say anything since you already read it? Have you seen like tweets? I guess I don't know. I haven't seen any tweets about the chapter.
No, but I wasn't trying to search them out. So
okay.
So
yeah, I haven't seen any tweets. Of course, obviously, I haven't seen any video because I haven't read the chapter yet. I don't know. You know, I know a bunch of people are like happy. Of course, the Hunter x Hunter's back. Yeah.
But it's so weird because the returning chapter it has not to do with any of the main characters.
Yeah.
Like it's this dude that got recently that was recently introduced, relatively.
Yeah.
Like he was introduced to search for Ahsoka. He didn't appear again for a while. They came back again, like the previous or the one before that, the previous chapter.
He came back last chapter, like he.
Wow.
And then also it wasn't last chapter, 390 where he reveals his ability. You know, I'm like, oh, Giorno, basically.
Yeah. With the snakes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, also funny, Giorno also did something with the snakes, right? Yeah, against what was it? A Man in the Mirror.
Babyface.
Really? Babyface.
Yeah. He bet to do the uses the computer. Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember that. I first thought about Man in the Mirror because that's where he turned a brick into a snake, right? And then he's like, oh, the one of the most JoJo moments ever. Like, oh, the snake got born into the poison, so the snake is immune to the poison. You know?
Yeah, that's antibodies.
Yeah, something like that. But I'm like, okay, cool. So yeah. Well, yeah. That's all. We already talk a lot. Like that was like almost an hour just talking about theories and what we think about the series so far, about the Succession War arc. Just can't wait. Like this is just the setup for Dark Continent. Once we get to the new continent and then go to Dark Continent, like it's going to get crazier because then we're going to actually see the Dark Continent of that. And so far, this is like the 10th day, if I'm correct, of the voyage.
Of 2 months.
Oh, yeah, so.
Oh boy, this is gonna be one long.
Yeah, this is gonna be, yeah. And I think, I'm pretty sure this arc is gonna be longer than Ants. Ants was like the longest arc. So, I think this arc is gonna be longer than Ants. So what are your bets? Like, do you think we're gonna see the end of One Piece first, or are we gonna or are we gonna see the end of Succession first? One Piece or Succession? I think One Piece is going to end first, and then we get and then maybe
like assuming no hiatus, assuming like there won't be any hiatus.
Okay, assuming that there's no hiatus, right?
Which is highly improbable.
I still think One Piece is going to, because although he's going at a fast pace. Not sure if you know this, but he's he's going fast. And we're getting reveals after reveals. Here, I still think we're still in the setup. We're still in the setup for the Succession War. I know we're like, it's been like 51 chapters. Not sure if I'm not sure if them talking about Beyond and all that counts as Succession, or is that like its own arc, like I don't know, like the pre-Succession War or whatever. But if you count,
look it up.
Yeah, go look it up while I talk. So look it up, and then we could continue the conversation about how many chapters have been so far for Succession, or if that was like its own arc.
Let's see.
Like a own mini arc pre-Succession, or like prep time for the voyage.
So before the Succession contest arc, there was the Dark Continent Expedition arc, which was like the whole, like, after the election was the whole prepping part. Was where Big John got introduced. It's basically just 9 chapters, 2 volumes.
Okay. So, and how many chapters have been for Succession?
The Succession contest arc has lasted for 42 chapters. So
okay. And how many
starting from 349, which is the worm toxin, up till 390.
309.
Worm toxin came out when 2014.
Wow, it's been wow. I wasn't expecting 2014. Crazy.
2014. Okay.
Wow.
We're nearing 10 years on an arc.
Wow, we've been at it. And if I'm correct, Chimera Ant lasted for 10 years. If I'm correct.
Really now?
If I'm correct, don't quote me on this. Well, I'm pretty sure Ants lasted for 10 years. At least I think I heard that. Like, I heard that somewhere. I don't know. Probably like, I don't know. Probably making this up. But I'm pretty sure I heard that somewhere, that Ants lasted for 10 years.
Well, Ants was 133. Like, that's a lot.
Oh yeah, that is a lot. Yeah.
Okay, first one came on 2003.
And it ended in, I think, 260.
318 is final
will. Or something like that. What you said?
The last one from the manga. 2011, 8 years.
Okay. So yeah, that was a while too. So that's why. Okay, so we're 41 chapters deep into Succession. So yeah, so that's why I think we're just in the setup. This is just setup. We're learning about everything, right? We're setting up characters, motivations, abilities, factions, and all that. So yeah, I think One Piece is going to end first. Like, and then we're still in Succession, and then unless something crazy happens where
this is time skip,
like a time skip, or like something happens that every character needs to move now. Like, everything that like they have to do it now because I don't know, the ship is sinking, for example. I heard that theory that maybe the ship sinks because of the crazy battles or the rebellions or whatever. So like, the ship is sinking, so everyone's like, okay, everyone let's start killing each other now. I'm pretty sure one of the chapters they brought out that possibility that the civilians will start a riot and then everything will go to hell. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm confident that One Piece will end first, and then we'll still be in Succession. So, and I don't think Beyond is gonna be important for Succession. So I think we're not even gonna see Beyond throughout the whole Succession. I could be wrong. Maybe next chapter we see Beyond and Jin and Pariston and their group. But Beyond, he's in jail though, so yeah, that's the thing. Beyond, he's in jail, so he's not gonna do anything. And he said he's not gonna do anything until they reach the new continent. Then that's when he escapes to go for the Dark Continent. But yeah. And then again, I don't know what, because this whole arc could be fine and dandy. This could be better than Ants. But once we get to Dark Continent, we don't know what's what is he gonna do once we get there. Like, is there gonna be like, this race, like, I don't know, that we need to fight against something stronger than the Ants? How did what was the last arc for Yu? How was that? Like,
for Yu?
Yeah, like if we, since we have another series to compare, so
basically,
I know something. the three demon kings, right? Something like that.
Yeah, they were
Okay.
introduced. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the three demon kings. Yeah, they were introduced. There was another tournament,
Okay. Okay.
but spoilers. Like we didn't see much of the tournament. Like
Okay.
the tournament was very, like, at least for the anime, was very late in the season. Like there was just a few episodes left, and it was a huge tournament.
Okay. Okay.
Like we weren't even in semifinals. Like we were like in qualifiers.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay.
but something happened. Like at least from the main protagonist's perspective, like like they blacked out. They missed the rest of the tournament. Like we saw the conclusion of the tournament, like, or what the aftermath, and afterwards, well, the end.
Okay. Okay. Well.
I'm just summarizing real.
Uh.
Like, summarizing a lot because
Uh-huh.
like it's what I remember and to avoid spoilers. So
Okay. Okay. Well, that's what I worry about once we reach the Dark Continent, because they describe us the Dark Continent as like, like there's nothing like, there's like, some cool stuff for humanity, but everything else is just trying to kill you. So
yeah.
what, like, I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know.
Like it's so weird because like I'm not hating Hunter x Hunter. Like this Succession War is so great. Like
Yeah.
the whole stealth aspect, like the whole mind games.
Yeah.
Like this whole great battle from Among Us.
Yeah.
But like you could have easily written Hunter x Hunter to have ended after the Chimera arc.
Oh yeah, easily.
Or
easily.
the election arc. Like you could easily, like, that's why I say like the anime is like a great way to like end it off. Like if you don't want to suffer through hiatus. Because like imagine right now, like people that are coming back to Hunter, like while rereading, they're gonna be hella lost. Like they're gonna say like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
Like why are the two dead bodies decapitated? Like like
yeah. Like like I said, once I finished, once I caught up, I started watching summaries of the whole Succession War, Succession arc so far, and as I watched the videos, I'm like, I will not blame anyone that they watched the videos instead of reading the chapters, for that way they could read this, because it's a lot of reading if this is like your first time reading manga. And it's just it's very, like, okay, because Hunter x Hunter is complicated, of course, the abilities and all that, but it's just this Succession is just, it's like times 100 for how complicated. And so if you're just used to the anime, which everything's animated, voice acted, perfect, good pacing, and then you start reading Succession, it's like a whole different series. So I will not blame anyone.
Different tone.
Like, oh yeah, different tone. It's darker, way darker than Anne's.
More serious.
More serious. Like Kurapika, he's wearing black. He's not wearing his colors, his bright colors.
Like the Kurapika from the start and this Kurapika like are way different characters.
Yeah. So
like he's seen some shit.
Oh yeah, he has. So it's like a whole different series, So, but like you were saying, Ants and the election is like a perfect way to end if you don't want to continue the series because of the hiatus and all that. And
like, which is so weird because like after you introduce Dark Continent, Continent like it doesn't seem like Dark Continent would be like the end of Hunter x Hunter. Like you would introduce the Dark Continent to introduce like a MacGuffin or to introduce like another threat. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. What they're gonna do once they get there?
Yeah, like it's insane to me. Like this has the potential to go even longer.
And by day, I mean Togashi, because they have the Beyond. He has his plans, which we don't know what his plans are. You
Yeah,
know,
like I'm pretty sure he had plans for another series. Now that I think about it.
Okay, I don't know.
Like I had heard about rumors that like he planned, like he has a series planned after Hunter. But like, if I'm thinking what I'm thinking, like, what is that gonna go on like when he's a senior citizen? Like,
probably. How old is Togashi right now? Now I think about it. No,
he can't be that old.
nah, he has to be 40s at least. 50s maybe.
Like, 40 isn't that old.
50s, you know, 50s. Although he's 52, I think.
He's Yoshihiro Togashi.
Togashi's 62 or 61, so and he wants to do JoJo Land.
56.
50. Wow, nah, he ain't doing another manga. Nah.
A short one, but like something as long as Juju or Hunter x Hunter,
nah. What? Oh nah. What if he does a Araki and like, because Araki was really when he started part 7, he was like he was really struggling to like, is it gonna be JoJo or a new series? Because for the longest time, part 7 was called Steel Ball Run. It wasn't even called JoJo part 7. So what if what if Togashi's like, oh, the new series is just the Dark Continent? That's the new series. You know. Like, we're done with Hunter x Hunter. Now we're in the Dark Continent. It's like a whole new, same characters, but like, I don't know. He, like, in his mind, he will consider it as a different series. Maybe this, I don't know. But yeah, whatever he does, it's gonna be cool because because I like Dark Continent for me. It feels like it's gonna be yes, I cannot picture the Togashi twist, you know? Like Dark Continent sounds like a typical shonen arc. Like, oh yeah, this is a whole other continent we haven't explored. So let's go there, you know? Let's fight some monsters, get some MacGuffin or whatever, and call it, and then we call it a day. And then we go back to our regular lives, and and there. Because if Togashi's plan is to explore the whole Dark Continent, like, nah, they ain't no way. They ain't no way he's gonna do that. Oh wait, I just remember Don Freaks. Don Freaks, he's writing the book. Well, they assume he's still writing the book. So Don Freaks could come into play if he's still alive. And
if he has the immortal disease.
Yeah, maybe. And I don't know. And maybe there's like something crazy in the Dark Continent. He's like, oh, this is the MacGuffin, and we gotta fight these people, and there, Hunter x Hunter ends. It just is the thing that will suck is that Gun is not gonna be in the arc, because let's assume Dark Continent is the last arc of Hunter x Hunter, and it will be weird that the main character he's not in the last arc. You know, it will be weird. And Killua as well, because Killua, he's with his sister. So yeah, it's yeah. Only Togashi, Araki did it first with JoJo. He even killed off the. I was about to say, but if you know the basic plot of JoJo, you know what happens in JoJo.
Well,
you only did.
When I think about it, like, are there airplanes in Hunter x Hunter? I really can't remember.
There's blimps. They use blimps. Why?
I'm surprised they aren't using a blimp for the Dark Continent.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, yeah. They're on boat, not blimps. Also, another thing I was like, when I was reading, I was like, they never, like, okay. Like, the conspiracy of Flat Earth that everyone is in on it? So, in Hunter x Hunter, everyone's literally on it. Like, government official, like, higher ranking people in the government, they knew about the Dark Continent. So that means, like blimps, whoever runs the blimp company, they're in on it. Whoever is on, like, whoever runs, like, big name boat companies, there's also they're in on it, fishing companies. So it's funny, in Hunter x Hunter, whoever, it will be funny if like throughout the series we get like random people in the series are like, oh, the Dark Continent is real. We're inside a big giant lake. You know, the big company, you know, big politics or big pharma or whatever. You know, they're all in on it. They're all in on it. You know,
Big Hunter.
Big Hunter. Netero, he's in on it. He knows. You know, the Soldic family. They know. Well, you know, the grandpa, you know, the great grandpa.
Yeah.
They all, they're in on it. You know, and then they're like, yeah, sure,
But
whatever.
think about it. It could be like an Attack on Titan situation, like where there could have been like, several people like on their own, trying to go to the Dark Continent, but like the government stopped them. If it wasn't like predators or natural disasters.
Yeah.
Because you know, like in AOT, like there were people like there was a couple going on the air balloon. I don't know what happened to them, but they weren't allowed to leave the walls. Some other people tried to escape. That didn't go well for them. So I'm just wondering if that's the same case here, because what's stopping someone that owns a blimp and keep going?
Well, then they're not coming back. So,
well, they're coming back with a calamity.
Maybe, or maybe because you know, there's the like if I remember, so there's the waters where they could travel, and then there's beyond that, there's a little bit of land that they haven't discovered, and then there's the Dark Continent. So there's some land in between, that's like between them and the Dark Continent, which that's where they're dropping everyone off, and they're going to call it the New Continent. So maybe in those in between lands, the water is harsh, the winds are harsh. So maybe some people like the blimp guy, for example, this random blimp dude, he just died on the lands in betweens, he just died going to the Dark Continent.
Yeah,
so
I really hope like Togashi like explains this, because like it would be pretty cool, like why, like of course like they're going to a new continent like for the rules, like because like the government's in on it, they won't fool everyone.
Like there were a couple chapters talking about the V5, and that was their plan. Like, oh, let's leave this kingdom and the new. They're because they're like, let's have him join the group, and now we're the V6, and if he dies, he dies. But if he comes back with stuff, then okay, we keep the stuff. We share the stuff throughout the nations, throughout the continents out there. So either way, it's a win-win scenario for them, and and like I said, it would have been cool if throughout the series they're like Dark Continent conspiracy theorists, like the Alex Jones or Alex Jones, he's not a flat earther, he's not, I know, but these crazy conspiracy theorists type people, like in the Hunter x Hunter world, because they have YouTube. I remember they had their own version of YouTube, their own version of Facebook.
It was something like that.
Yeah, Facebook was Facebox, which is funny.
Yeah.
Every the princes, they have Facebox, because there was a Kurapika, he made a comment. He's like, the ninth prince in his Facebox, he updates. I'm like, oh, that's so funny. They have Facebook, so I'm pretty sure they're verified as well. The prince and the
they have to be.
They have to be. That's so funny. That's something funny to think about. So anyway, and their version of YouTube, will be funny. Like, Leorio. I could picture it now. Leorio, he's watching a video about the conspiracy theories about the Dark Continent. I think he's like, "Yo, Gun, Killua, Kurapika, have you heard about this conspiracy theory?" And then Killua, maybe I don't think Zeno, not Zeno. I forgot the great grandpa. I don't think the great grandpa told anything about his Dark Continent boys. So maybe Killua will be like, oh, that's a bunch of phony. That's just conspiracy theory. Gun will be like, oh, that's so cool. Like, let's go there. I want to go there. And Kurapika probably nah. I don't think Kurapika will even. Kurapika will not care. He's like, Leorio, you're so dumb, you know, to fall for for obvious conspiracy theories, you know. And Leorio will get big mad,
Well,
and, you know.
Well, if the conspiracy involved the curved eyes, Kurapika will believe them.
What is that?
Like, if the conspiracy involved the red eyes, Kurapika will believe them.
Yeah. Of course. But you know, like Kurapika will be like, honestly, we're not in a lake, like, you know, like that's dumb. But yeah, I think Leorio will fall for it, and then once we get to the arc, Leorio will be like, I told you there was a whole continent beyond the waters over, you know. And Kurapika will be like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right, you know. Yeah, there's a little funny moment between the gang, which also it kind of sucks. We don't get to see much of Leorio through the series.
Yeah.
And same thing with Kurapika. Now we're getting.
It's hard out there for us Leorio fans.
Yeah, it's hard. And he's in this arc. That's the thing. He's in this arc.
Yeah. Like the last time we saw him, like, it was just of him in the.
It's a panel. It's like a panel with the Dark Zodiac, and she's like, oh, you know, give me some medicine or whatever, you know. And it's still he still hasn't. I don't know how long has it been since the beginning of the series to now, but I'm pretty sure it has been several years. I'm pretty sure. So he still hasn't gotten his Dark license. You know, of course that takes time, but yeah, you know, he was learning then on the side as well. So probably took a break from his studies to learn then, at least to master it. So funny when he met Gon and Killua for the first time, but after a while, he's like, "Oh, I already mastered then," and then he only knew the basics, not even the basics. Yeah. I don't think he even knew what Gyo was. He, you know, he's like, "Yeah, I know 10," you know, and they're like, "Yeah, that's just the basics." But yeah, I don't want to keep rambling. I don't know. The GOAT is back. You know, Peak is back. Peak Fiction. You know. And now we're gonna be doing Hunter x Hunter, One Piece, for a while, because, you know, it's probably going to go on hiatus again. But yeah.
Well, not too soon.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah, not too soon. So we're going at least 10 more, 10 chapters, because, you know, he did the volume. But yeah. Also, not all the Hunter x Hunter videos are gonna be long. It was just this one because, you know, it's back. We have to talk about it. We have to talk about the, you know, Peak Fiction for a while. So yeah. Leave your like if you like the dislike if you don't. Not sure what to comment. I don't know. Maybe comment who do you think is going to win. You know, who you think is going to win the Succession War. Are you enjoying it so far? You know, I guess that's a good question, because maybe some people are not enjoying because of all the text, you know. How cluttered it could be.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're saying it's already better than Ants. You know, that could be a possibility.
That'd be insane, but like, it has the potential. It has the
potential. Like, I don't know, man. Ants made me cry. So something has to happen here that I think, if, you know, some people are saying Kurapika could die at the end of this, because you remember a second in Emperor time is like an hour of his life. He already wasted 4.9 years of his life, which someone did the math. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, 4.9. But anyway, he could die at the end, and I'm not going to cry for Kurapika. So yeah, he's cool, but it's no Meruem. He's no Meruem. He's no like, you know, I don't think it's gonna be as emotional as the Meruem stuff. So yeah, his fans are going to cry, of course, you know, because there's a lot of Kurapika fans out there. So yeah. What else? I don't know, favorite Nano Baby, I guess so far. Favorite Prince, you know, that'll be also that. Least favorite Prince. The Stoner guy hasn't done much. The Prince.
The one affiliated with one of the families, right?
Yeah, well, Broccoli. I think Broccoli. Which, you know, funny, he's the Stoner, and the guy, you know, the mafia leader of that group is called Broccoli. So yeah. He hasn't done much. Which is funny, he's actually so far from what we've seen, he's actually being buddies with the hunter. With the hunter even gave him like his own secret recipe or something. And the guy was like, "Oh, I like it. Can we use it for like to treat junkies or whatever?" I'm like, okay, interesting. Yeah. So yeah, I guess favorite Prince, least favorite Prince. Your favorite Prince is the ninth, right?
Oh yeah. My man's a revolutionary. He wants to establish a democracy.
Yeah. Which, so far, that's what it seems. It could, Togashi could, you know, do a twist, but I don't think so. One of them has to be good. Like, it ain't no way, but still. Like I think I'm pretty sure I mentioned at one point that either they all have the potential to be messed up because, you know, the life, you know, that's the life that they live. But also, it's nice to see one of them is actually good, you know. So yeah, it's nice. It's nice to see that.
I really do hope that the twin like escapes with the quote unquote other twin.
Yeah.
At least with the Nenbis, because like for all intents and purposes, like she might have died, but she's still into the secession war because no one's gonna know.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know what? Yeah, what they're gonna do, because I'm pretty sure they need the corpse, because if they don't need the corpse, why do they have that elaborate room with all the coffins? Actually, yeah, now thinking about it, I think that could be like a loophole. That could be like something that they could use in their advantage for maybe to end the secession war, and that way no bloodshed will be spilled. I don't know. Speaking of the twins, I just thought about Melody. She's probably going to meet the fourth, and that's probably not going to be good.
Yeah,
she's gonna be sweating. She's gonna be terrifying. She's gonna be shaking. You know, she didn't want to hear Kurapika's heartbeat for a while. Like, she's not. I don't think she's even going to step the room, because, you know, her hearing is like really good. So yeah. I could picture her outside of the room. She's like about to enter, and then she's like stops in her tracks because, you know, she could hear the heartbeat. And she's like, wow. I'm pretty sure she's gonna say like maybe she's going to comment like, oh, Kurapika's, you know, his heartbeat was like terrible, but this one's like 1,000 times worse, you know, something like that. Like, she probably can't even describe in words of how terrible it is. Funny enough, I like that she said that Leorio's heartbeat is like really good. It's one of the best she has heard, and that, you know, he should be a teacher or a doctor, and, you know, he's obviously he's studying to be a doctor. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. Remember that we were talking, you were saying that the election was a good ending for Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
So I think it would have been better if also Leorio became a Sherman. You know, I think that would be even like a better conclusion. It's like, oh, cool, he became Sherman, but again, he wanted to be a doctor. So it's so funny that the people were voting for him, even though he kept saying, "Don't vote for me," or like, if you do vote for me, you know, like, I'm just going to help Gun, and then that's it. And then when Gun, he came back, there was one dude, he's like, Gun, I'm voting for you. Some people did vote for Gun. Not sure if you remember. People voted for Gun and Killua, and I'm like, okay, they're kids. And how do they know about Gun and Killua and these people? Like, I guess they're famous in the Hunter world. I guess, yeah, it makes sense. They're like, these two kids passed the Hunter exams. So I guess yeah. Anyway, what else? I don't know. I guess give your theories. I guess I would like to read some theories. Like, I don't know, what do you think is going to happen? You know, and that's about it. So subscribe. Hello. Are you going to say anything? Or are you going to say the same thing for what? Except for
hit the subscribe. Hit the subscribe on just like all the hit us break next week.
I like how you twisted it. Okay, I like how you. Yeah. So yeah, although he hit us with a break next week. So yeah, so that means next week is just gonna be a Hunter x Hunter video. So that's good. Just one video.
If there's a hiatus.
Nah, we just started. We just got a chapter. He already did 10. So we're not getting hiatus. If they do a hiatus just because, the only way. I think the only way. Well, he already did 10. So the only way it will go on break is if Yum goes on break during that period. So, but yeah. Yeah, and see ya. I don't know. It's a long video, but Hunter x Hunter fans, we've been craving for content. So I don't know. Maybe this will be the most viewed video on the channel so far. I don't know. But yeah. Welcome to the channel, I guess. So yeah, see you.